I have been a bad YouTuber. What I mean by that is that I have had a handful of new drugstore makeup that I've been meaning to try, that I put in a drawer and then forgot about. But better late than never, so I'm gonna be trying new to me drugstore releases. I feel like they've all been released within the last year. So let's just get into it, shall we? If you're new here, my name is Miranda. This channel is dedicated to budget beauty. If that sounds like your vibe, hit subscribe. Okay, first product, we have this LA Girl Instant Finish Multi-Use Primer. Now they did send me what I believe to be all of the shades. There are 6. Now if you've watched me before, you may know that I try to donate as much unopened product to a teen program here in Las Vegas, but the makeup has to remain unopened. So for some of these shades that I absolutely know are not gonna be my shade, I'm not gonna swatch them because then I wouldn't be able to donate them. I wish that this was a clear tube so I could show you the shades. Okay, well, let me open the one that I think is gonna be my shade, which is this one, Nude. So this says it's supposed to blur fine lines and pores with a soft matte finish. It also has vitamin E and sodium hyaluronate. I'm curious to see how much coverage this is gonna give for a tinted product. It does say it has a moussey texture, which I'm a little traumatized by because we all grew up with that Dream Matte Mousse foundation that was just cakey as hell. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Ooh, okay, that looks like she's thick. I'm gonna start with this much. Okay, it's definitely more slippy than like that old school mousse foundation for sure, not as thick. It feels very dimethicone-y. Okay. This is not gonna be for you if you have dry skin. That's what I'm gonna say about this. Hold on, let me zoom you in. Can you see what is happening under my eyes and around my nose here? I have been having some dry patches. I just reintroduced retinol into my routine at a little bit higher of a concentration. And yeah, this is showing texture that frankly I did not know was there. Oh no. I mean, the tint is nice and light. I mean, I had a pretty dark spot right here that is, you know, covered a little bit more than it would have been. But the way that this is catching on all of my skin texture is atrocious. Can you see that? Oh God, okay. So what we're gonna do is take that off. If you have dry skin or you have any texture on your skin, not gonna be a fit. If you have oily / normal skin, it's relatively smooth, you don't have dry patches, maybe give it a try. It really does feel just like a silicone primer and it adds a slight bit of coverage, like I would say light coverage. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way so that it didn't affect the rest of the look, or it didn't like ruin a look we were already working on. I might try it again and I'll keep you updated if that ends up happening. Okay, this time I'm gonna start out with a very different product. This is the Milani Glow Drops Radiance Boosting Serum. So at first I thought this was like a highlighter mix-in that I could also use as a liquid highlighter, and maybe it is, but it really says to use it as the last step in your skincare routine or as a non-shimmer dewy base for makeup. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it all over the face. Hopefully we have very different results. Interesting, this looks dark. Is there a shade to this or are they all the same shade? This just says glow. This has an electrolyte and coconut water blend with vitamin E and vitamin C derivative. It says 1 to 2 pumps all over the face for a dewy glow. All right, let's go. I think with the state my skin is in now, we need a little bit more of a dewy glow than a soft matte. Ooh, hello. This is like straight up peachy. Okay, I'm just gonna trust the process. Ooh. It smells kind of coconutty. It reminds me a little bit of Physicians Formula butter bronzer-ish scent, but not as strong. I'm just trying to pat it in since it is a serum. I really want those hydrating benefits. Clearly I need them. On the flip side, this is gonna be if you have dry or normal skin and probably not oily, because yeah, it is definitely given us some radiant glow. It's kind of like what I like to call sweaty chic, where I don't necessarily look greasy, but I look like I just ran somewhere because I was running late and now I'm just like perfectly windswept and sort of glistening. You know what I mean? Yeah, just a little bit more dewiness than I'm used to, although that'll kind of lessen just a bit when we put foundation on top. But I will say, if you have super dry skin, this might be nice to wear on its own on a no foundation day when you just want to wake up your face a bit. Okay, I'm gonna put the L'Oreal True Match on top. I am the shade N3. This is a pretty natural finish foundation. It's not flat matte, but it's also not dewy. And I would say that this foundation usually gives me about medium full coverage. Okay, well, let me tell ya, still a lot of radiance coming through even after the layer of foundation. It's gone down a bit to where I don't feel like I look as sweaty. I just look really glowy. It's kind of giving glass skin. A little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I don't hate it. I will tell you, I wish that I had opened this and tried it when they sent it to me, because it had to have been before winter, and I could have really used this to kind of glow up my winter looks. Once summer hits, this is gonna be happening naturally. Gotta say, it's a really pretty effect. Okay, this next product is actually relatively new. I haven't completely dropped the ball with this one. This is the Maybelline Build-A-Brow. Now this one is very intimidating to me because when it first came out, I thought that it was gonna be a pencil, but it's actually one of those brow pens, like liquid formulas. I feel like I've never really gotten the hang of using a liquid brow pen. You know, they became pretty popular when microblading was getting bigger because you could kind of achieve those effects, but I don't know, I always felt like it ended up looking Sharpie-ish on me, so we'll see. This shade is black brown. So we have the liquid pen on one side and then a sealing gel on the other. I don't know how this is gonna go. So I'm gonna start at my arch. I just don't know how to make these look more natural. Should I just do like individual strokes? Because I think maybe my problem is I try to fill in my brows as I would with a pencil, but with a pencil you're brushing through at the end and kind of blending it to a softer look, and you can't do that with this. Oh my God, this is so nerve-wracking. This is more nerve-wracking than liquid eyeliner. I just saw my brow in the camera, in the monitor, and what the hell is going on? Okay, if you have tips for this type of product, please give them to me, because this is just one of those things I've never been able to master. I'm gonna take a spoolie brush and actually try to blend this liquid through a little bit. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. This is helping a ton. But are you supposed to be doing this? I don't think so. Oh, I like this. Am I cheating? Am I cheating by using this extra brush? I don't know. The thing with my brows though is that I have spots where I just don't grow hair. So my arch kind of falls off and then the front falls off. So it's just product on skin at that point, and I really need to blend it so that it doesn't look crazy contrasty. Okay, I think I'm getting better. This side is definitely my wonky brow, and also I accidentally shaved a little bit too much off the tail like a week and a half ago, so it's been in this weird limbo land for a bit. I do like how small the little gel brush is. Feels lightweight, which is nice because I already have pretty like heavy brows that tend to fall throughout the day. I gotta say, I am not mad at these final results. I think that they look very clean. The brow gel is actually holding up my brows relatively well. Like I said, I have thick, heavy brows that want to point like horizontal. I like it. And there's no like weird shiny cast to my brows, which strong brow gel tends to do. So I'd love to know your tips in terms of how to use like a pen style brow product without maybe needing a spoolie. Like how can I get it to look more natural without needing to brush it through? I'm gonna pop on my Alter Ego eyeshadow base. You can get 10% off site-wide with my affiliate code Miranda10. Funny story with this palette, this is the Essence Welcome to Miami palette. So they actually sent me this when it first came out. I put it in a drawer and never really felt called to the colors. We've got purples, we've got blues, we've got some sandy peaches, and I actually ended up donating this unused to the teen program that I mentioned earlier in this video because I just didn't really feel like I was going to use it. Fast forward to this year, I'm looking at this online and I'm like, those colors look really pretty. So I went to Target and bought another one with my own money. And then especially after finding out that I'm a true winter, if you haven't seen my color analysis video, I got my personal color analysis and it turns out I'm a true winter, which means the best shades for me to wear in both clothes and makeup are vivid, cool shades like, you know, blue toned red or magentas, etc. But I can also pull off cool summers, which I feel like maybe these are a little bit more cool summer tones. Maybe this one could fit in under my true winter palette. But either way, I feel like these shades will actually look pretty good on me. Now, there are no shade names, but I am gonna go ahead and start with this matte bone shade, and I'll put that all over the lid. Now, I was very tempted because Essence does have a Welcome to Sin City palette as part of this like city-inspired collection, which also reminds me back in the day of the BH Cosmetics Destination series. Hanging in Hawaii was my favorite palette for so long. But the reason I didn't pick that one up despite living in Las Vegas is it looked like it was all shimmers, and I'm not usually a fan of an all shimmer palette. This one seemed much more wearable to me. Okay, nice creamy matte, very opaque for a light shade. Tapping into this lilac shade with the flamingo on it. I'm gonna use that in and above my crease. Wow, okay, these shades are nice and pigmented. I don't know why I'm surprised because I'm a huge fan of the Essence mini palettes, the 6-pan ones, which are like under $4 or maybe they're $4.99, something like that. At least they're under $5. And they are such good quality. I think they're incredibly underrated as like a drugstore eyeshadow. So I don't know why I'm surprised that these are just as good. I am kind of kicking myself that I donated this in the first place, but I can't because it went to a good cause, so it's totally fine. The teen program that I donate to is called Project 150, and they have this boutique that underprivileged teens can just shop at. Like, they don't pay anything, it's totally free for them. But there are things like clothes and makeup, because I donate it all the time, hair products, hygiene products, and just stuff that they might not have access to regularly. And it kind of gives them a little bit more normalcy, you know, like what teen girl doesn't want to play around with her style and how she expresses herself. So I really like being able to do that with products that I'm just not really interested in opening, which clearly was a mistake with this product, but I'm glad that it got to go to someone who wouldn't have had a chance to try it in the first place. I do want to go into this deep sort of berry purple. I'm gonna focus that on my outer corner. I wish there was like a grape purple. That definitely is one of my true winter colors. I swear after doing that color analysis, it has opened my eyes in terms of like what colors actually serve my skin tone and kind of bring out my features. Like there was this eyeshadow palette that I opened earlier this week that was mostly like golden hues and kind of yellowy greens. And even though they were such beautiful colors, they're not my colors. And you know, it's one of those things where it doesn't really matter, like literally wear what you want, wear what you like. But when you see the difference of wearing your colors versus colors that are not in your palette, you're like, whoa. It's definitely not gonna stop me from wearing shades that I just like that aren't necessarily my season. It's just nice to have that information. And now when I look at this, I'm like, oh, those are my colors. Like, what was I doing? These colors are blending so well together. This magenta is calling to me. There is no way that I'm not using that today. I have a feeling this is gonna be a finger application type of shade. It's actually kind of shifty. It's a little duochrome-y. Tell me why I did not use this palette sooner. It is a little bit less chromey on the eye than it is on like my finger swatch. I'm tempted to apply with a wet brush. Oh yeah, absolutely. Can you tell how much more opacity we got from using the wet brush? For sure. It like almost makes it foily metallic, but not in that weird crunchy way. You also get a little bit more of that shift when you apply wet, because it's shifting from like magenta to a lighter pink. I'm gonna go into this pool blue. That is gonna be my inner corner shade. Oh, heck yes. Heck yes. How am I gonna blend these two together? I don't care. I just needed this blue in my life. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I think if I blend the blue and pink together, we'll get some kind of like little purple fade won't we? Isn't that how that works? I think it's happening. We're getting like a little bit of a lilac gradient moment here by just pulling it into the pink and vice versa. Yes, color theory come through. I don't really see much of a highlight shade in here, so I think I'm just gonna highlight with my face highlight when it comes to my brow bone. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna sharpen this outer corner here. Something I've just been into lately. Okay, it's pretty obvious, but I really like this palette. I'm definitely gonna enjoy creating more colorful looks with it. I do wanna kind of dip into these peaches as well, but I think that aside from this just being a nice colorful palette, especially for summer, this would also make a good festival palette for eye looks to wear. I mean, I know Coachella weekend 1 is like right now, but we still have EDC coming up and Life is Beautiful coming up. So if you're going to anything like that, this could be a good companion for you for these bright, colorful looks. Just gonna do a quick eyeliner, tight lining with my Essence Stay in Play Gel Eyeliner. Then I'm gonna do a winged liner with my Physicians Eye Booster Super Slim Liquid Liner. I just mentioned in my Creators and Friends vlog that this is pretty much my go-to drugstore liquid eyeliner at this point. Look how thin that line is. And even though it's waterproof, I don't find it necessarily any harder to take off at the end of the day. Y'all don't look, I'm having a panda eyes moment. I just keep adding to my wing and we're gonna have an Amy moment soon if I don't stop. Okay, well, we're just gonna rock the Amy Winehouse liner, and that is what I was going for today, obviously. Okay, I may have lied earlier because I think the mascara that I'm gonna test out definitely came out more than a year ago. All I know is it better bring the drama so that it can like complement this liner. We need some big lashes to go with this big liner. Here we have the Revolution Lift and Define 5D Lash. Now, this one they sent me without any packaging, but I think I have one with the packaging. Wait, is this a different one? This one says 5D Lash Pow. This is completely different. Oops, why was this one halfway open? Weird, this was not halfway open. It has this weird like push tube, look. It doesn't like twist close or anything, it pops open like that. That's quite interesting. I'm more intrigued with this one now. Let's try this one. So this says that it gives dramatic multiplied false lash effect with explosive length. That is what we need right now. Okay, so pushing down to get it up. We got a huge fat wand here. I've gotten in the habit now of brushing off my mascara brushes before going in, no matter what the formula is. I just find that it's a lot easier to work with and avoid clumping that way. I'm really not a big fan of huge brushes like this because I can't get into my inner corner lashes, which are so tiny and pathetic, usually without hitting my nose. So I'm trying really hard, but this brush is keeping my lashes really nice and separated. Okay, that is one thin coat. Definitely seeing some length, lift, and separation. Not a lot of volume yet, but now I'm gonna go in with a little bit more product on my brush. Okay, definitely getting more volume as I build this up, but I do feel like we need to proceed with caution here because now some of the lashes are looking a little blunted at the end. I'm gonna use my little lash comb just to kind of separate some of these that grouped together. I feel like this formula has potential and it's the brush that I'm not liking. And I definitely just got mascara on my lid. It's looking better on this eye. Hold on. Maybe I didn't curl the other side as evenly. Yeah, okay, this side looks way better. Is that just me? Sometimes the first mascara use is a little wonky, especially if the formula has kind of settled in the tube for a while, so could be that too. Yeah, oh, wow, I'm really liking the effect on this side. Gotta get that little fleck of mascara off of my lid. Spoolie always coming in clutch for that. Yeah, okay, I would definitely use this mascara again. I think I just didn't get like a nice even crimp on this side with my curler because this side, it really did kind of fan everything out more evenly. Definitely a lot of length, a good amount of volume without making them look spidery. And at this point, I do feel like my lashes are balancing out with my heavy eyeliner. Like it doesn't look too stark of a contrast. I guess we'll save this one for another time. I'll eventually try the the little pink tube. I don't have a new contour to try, so I'm just using my Moira Face Sculpt Contour. I'm using Soft Warm. And you can get 15% off at Moira Cosmetics with my affiliate code /beauty. Man, my skin is still looking so glowy from that Milani Glow product. I'm liking it. I'm surprisingly liking it. I think it just makes my skin look a lot healthier than it clearly is. I had done that face peel, what has it been, like 2 months ago now? And so I stopped using retinol before then and then like for a while after then. But I wanted to incorporate it back into my routine. So my skin's just in that adjusting period, you know what I mean? And I will say, I feel like the chemical peel was, like, it was worth it in that I did see results, but it just took so long for me to stop peeling. It was almost like 2 weeks. And peeling to the point where, like, I couldn't really put makeup on. So that was a little unexpected. I thought it was gonna be maybe a week max, but no. For blush, I wanna try one of the new Katrice Cheek Flirt blush sticks. Now, I do consider Katrice drugstore because I know that in places that are not the United States, Katrice is sold where other drugstore products are sold. In the US, they did end up actually pulling out of Ulta, which I think was the only in-store retailer they were ever in. They were in the drugstore section. So in the United States, the only way you can get your hands on Katrice now is their website or Amazon. I prefer Amazon because I have Prime. But Katrice is owned by the same people that own Essence, and you'll see a lot of kind of similar products between them. So I really think maybe Essence was just doing better here in the US, so that's why they kept Essence here and kind of pulled most of the availability of Katrice, but they still have such amazing products. And I mean, Amazon is one of my main retailers anyway in terms of like where I shop. So I have 2 out of 3 colors. I'm sure they sent me 3 and I probably donated one. Okay, this first one is called R and Peach. That is pretty, not sure quite goes with what we've got going on. This one is called Techno Pink. Probably gonna wanna sheer it out, but that's definitely the shade we're going with. The texture is like medium creamy, almost thick in terms of like when I'm swiping it on my skin. Because I am getting thicker vibes from this formula, I think I'm gonna go in with a brush. I'm gonna use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. This is like your typical Expert Face Brush, except it came in a holiday set, which is why it has the limited edition handle that's beautiful. But this is so great for like cream and liquid formulas. Oh yeah, perfect. It's like a really dense but soft brush, so we can get a nice blend on that. I think I have enough on the brush for both sides actually. And I'm just patting it in so I don't end up dragging makeup off my face. Honestly, I think I even had a little too much on my brush and I wiped off some. Okay, so the pigmentation is there, but I may need to kind of treat this as an underpaint situation. I always go too hard with new blushes, but I mean, we got a good blend considering how much color I put on my face, right? I'm just taking whatever foundation is left on my sponge and kind of going over it to kind of soften that up a little bit, especially with such a dramatic eye look. I don't also want a super dramatic blush because, you know, then we're tipping into 80s theme party makeup. Okay, that is a little better. I really like this color, especially because we were able to blend it out and sort of use it in a more everyday way. I think it's a really nice pink. I think it also added just a little bit more radiance to my cheeks. It's kind of hard to tell because of how glowy the Milani Glow product was. But to be honest, like I'm sort of debating whether or not I even need highlighter because of those glow drops, because I am getting so much natural glow at the top of my cheekbones. Like there's not much more I really need, especially this side. Oh my goodness. Am I about to skip highlighter? I never skip highlighter. It's one of my favorite steps in makeup, particularly because I like when my skin looks a little bit more bouncy and youthful, but this product is doing it all for me. Yeah, I think I'm good without the highlight. Wow. I have been meaning to try these Flower Beauty Perfect Pout soft matte lip colors, I think they're called. Yeah, for so long now. First of all, this packaging looks luxury. It looks designer. Do you hear this? That's glass. And these are a drugstore brand. You can find them at Walmart. You can find them at some CVS's. I'm pretty sure they also have stuff on Amazon. These are like less than $9 at Walmart. So let's swatch all 3 of these shades. First we have Dune, because I'm not sure which one's gonna match what we've got going on. Ooh, that's a really nice neutral sort of mauve-y shade. Then we have Fig. I have a good feeling about this one. Oh my goodness. That is a beautiful berry. I feel like that matches our look really well. Okay, and this last one is Icon, which I already know is not gonna be the shade today, but it looks like a beautiful red. Oh, hell yeah. That's my red. A nice blue-based red. I think Fig is definitely the one for today. I mean, well, we could go neutral too. What if we combine them? What? That's crazy. I'm gonna use Fig sort of toward the outer parts of my lips. This is gonna be hard because this is usually something that I do with lip liner. Okay, I'm really liking this shade, even though we're kind of applying it sparsely. It's really pretty. So I've sort of lined my lips with it, and I'm also bringing it in at the corners. Gonna go in with Dune in the middle parts of my lips. And I'm just gonna kind of softly blend them together. Okay, this was the best idea I've had. You just wanna really make sure you get that gradient so that it doesn't look like you're missing lipstick in the middle, since that neutral shade is really close to my natural lip color. I need to clean up the bottom lip line just because I'm not used to lining my lips with a liquid liner, but great decision, because you get a little bit of that drama from the berry shade, but just makes it a little bit more wearable when you combine these two. It's actually a trend now to use concealer on your bottom lip on the lip line because it kind of creates that poutier effect and also gives it a little bit of a lifted look at the corner. It's not something that I've like started to do really in my everyday looks, but when I do it, usually to fix something, I do notice the overall benefit. I love how if you watch my videos, like even just from the start of the year, my bangs just get shorter and shorter and shorter. We are fully in my bang era now, people. I have committed. So that started out super rocky. I genuinely thought maybe the universe kept me from trying these products for so long for a reason, but once we got past that speed bump, hello? Some of these products are definitely making their way into my daily rotation. Also, I didn't say this before I went and changed, but the soft matte finish of this lip product, I would say it's almost more satin. Like you don't have that really flat or thick matte appearance. It almost looks like a cream lipstick. So very forgiving if you have a lot of lip lines or even dryness like I do. So because most of these products are not brand new releases, I would love to know if you've already had a chance to try any of these. Do you have any favorites? Or now that you've seen this video, are any of them going on your shopping list? If you want to keep watching, join me in this video next, which is the vlog from the Creators and Friends New Orleans retreat that I just got back from. I think you'll recognize some familiar faces from here on YouTube. I'll see you over there. Bye.